$500 million if you can open this safe. The billionaire mocked. Then the black cleaning lady's son stunned him. The storm had rolled in like a warning. Dark clouds pressing against the glass walls of the Penton Tower as billionaire Maxwell Crane paced across his penthouse floor. Maxwell loved storms. They made him feel invincible, standing above the world as thunder cracked beneath his feet. But tonight, he wasn't pacing because of the storm. He was pacing because he was bored. Everyone I hire is useless, he muttered. Geniuses, experts, best in the world, yet not one of them can crack my safe. The safe was his masterpiece, custom-built, impenetrable, rumored among high rollers to be the most secure private vault in North America. Inside it, he never said. People guessed diamonds, secret patents, blackmail files, even a rare artifact rumored to be cursed. He liked the rumors. They made him feel powerful. Thunder rumbled again as the elevator dinged and the cleaning crew stepped out. 2 women and 1 teenage boy, all soaked from the rain. Maxwell barely looked at them until one of the women said, "Evening, sir." It was Rosa King, his cleaning lady for the last 6 years. Dependable, quiet, always respectful. But today she looked different, worried, like she'd run here from another world. "You're late," Maxwell snapped. "I'm sorry, sir," she whispered. "The buses were delayed and I don't want excuses." His voice echoed through the glass and marble cavern of the penthouse. "Just get it done." Her teenage son, a lanky boy with calm eyes and old sneakers, stepped forward. "Mom, I'll start on the windows," he said gently. Maxwell raised an eyebrow. "Did I ask you to speak, boy?" Rosa placed a protective hand on his shoulder. "He's only here because I couldn't leave him alone tonight. Our apartment, we lost power." Maxwell scoffed. "Well, try not to let him break anything worth more than your yearly salary." The boy didn't flinch. He just nodded and headed toward the windows. But something about that calmness irritated Maxwell more. Maybe it was how steady the kid's hands were. Maybe it was the way he made the whole room feel. Smaller, softer. Maxwell hated softness. He needed a distraction. Something to make him feel superior again. And then his eyes landed on the safe. A grin curled across his face. He walked toward Rosa's son. "Hey boy." The kid turned. His eyes were warm, steady, intelligent, too intelligent for Maxwell's liking, sir. "Ever cracked a safe before?" Maxwell asked, smirking. Rosa froze. "Sir, please, don't speak to him like that." Maxwell ignored her. "I'll make you a deal. Kid, you open that safe." He pointed dramatically at the steel monolith embedded in the wall. "And I'll give you $500 million. Rosa gasped. "Sir, please. That's not funny." "It's a joke," Maxwell said. "A safe no one can open. Not even the top engineers who designed it. Let's see what a janitor's son can do." The other cleaning woman shot Rosa a worried look, but the boy, he stepped closer to Maxwell. Not disrespectful, not scared, just curious. "What's inside the safe?" he asked. Maxwell's smile sharpened. "Open it and find out." His mother grabbed his wrist. "Baby, don't. He's humiliating you." "It's okay, Mom," the boy replied softly. "He thinks I can't do it." Maxwell laughed. "Oh, I know you can't." But then the boy walked to the safe. He didn't touch it at first. He simply examined it, leaning close, eyes scanning the metal. The digital panel, the hinges, the lock cylinder, the edge seams. Maxwell crossed his arms. "You're wasting your time. This safe took a team of military cryptographers 3 months to design." The boy didn't respond. He knelt and pressed his ear to the steel. Thunder cracked again, but everyone heard it, a faint click. His mother gasped. "What was that?" "A misalignment," the boy murmured. "The panel isn't flush." Maxwell's smirk flickered. "How would you know that?" he asked. The boy didn't look up. "Because the seam on the right side is deeper by 2 millimeters. Something's off." He tapped gently around the keypad. Another click echoed. The room fell silent. The storm suddenly miles away. "Stop," Maxwell ordered, a tremor in his voice. The boy didn't. He pressed 2 fingers against the bottom plate, felt for vibrations, then exhaled slowly. "This safe isn't just mechanical," he said. "There's something emotional in how it's designed." Maxwell went pale. Rosa whispered, "Sweetheart, how do you know any of this?" He looked back at her. "Because I like puzzles, Mom, and things people build. They always tell a story." The billionaire's throat tightened. He stepped forward quickly, voice sharp. "That's enough. Get away from it." The boy stood, afraid I'll open it. Maxwell's jaw clenched. "That safe is proprietary, classified. You had no right what's inside, Mr. Crane," the boy asked quietly. "It doesn't feel like money." Maxwell's heart hammered in his chest. Rosa put a hand over her mouth. "Sir, what's in there?" Maxwell turned away, grabbing the back of his chair like he needed support. Thunder shook the building again. Finally he whispered, "It's my wife's voice." The room froze. "What?" Rosa asked. Maxwell swallowed hard, emotion cracking through each word. "She died 9 years ago. I had the last voicemail she ever sent. The night she crashed her car, I kept it in the cloud, but I was terrified I'd lose it. So I had this safe designed to store a physical drive, only accessible with a perfect sequence. No one could take it from me." The boy's expression softened. "I'm sorry." Maxwell blinked rapidly, trying and failing to hide the shine in his eyes. "It's the only thing I have left of her," he whispered, and I built the safest place on earth to keep it. But now even I can't open it anymore. Rosa stepped closer. Sir, why would you mock my son like that when you're hurting? Maxwell didn't answer, but the boy did. He approached the safe again, slower this time, with respect. I can help you, he said softly. Maxwell's voice cracked. Don't touch it. I won't force it, the boy assured him. But I can listen carefully. Sometimes even the strongest locks want to be opened. It was such a strange thing to say, but something in Maxwell broke. He nodded. The boy knelt again, this time closing his eyes. Listening to the faint electric pulses behind the metal, he pressed one button, then another, then a third each. Click echoed like a heartbeat. Maxwell held his breath. Then a soft whir. A shift, release, and with a long exhale. The safe door opened, not violently, not dramatically, but gently, like a sigh from another lifetime. Inside sat a tiny silver drive. Maxwell stumbled forward, tears streaming before he could stop them. I haven't heard her voice in 9 years, he whispered. He picked up the drive with trembling hands. Rosa cried quietly beside her son. Maxwell turned to the boy. How did you do it? He asked, voice shaking. The boy shrugged softly. Sometimes locks get stuck when they're protecting something painful. You don't force them, you help them breathe. Maxwell stared at him. Then he did something no one had seen him do in years. He smiled. Genuinely. He reached into his pocket and handed Rosa a check. She looked at it and gasped. Her knees buckling. Sir, this is $10 million. For your son, Maxwell said gently. For his future, for whatever he wants to learn, build, or become. The boy shook his head. I didn't do it for money. I know, Maxwell replied softly. That's why you deserve it. Rosa dropped into a hug around her son, sobbing into his shoulder. Maxwell placed a hand on the boy's arm. You opened something tonight, he whispered. Not just the safe, the boy smiled. Maybe that was the easy part. Maxwell looked down at the tiny silver drive, holding it like something sacred. Then he walked to his computer and plugged it in. When his late wife's voice filled the room, tired, loving, everyone listened. No one moved. The storm outside softened to a gentle rain. And Maxwell realized that sometimes the universe sends help in forms you least expect, especially when you've forgotten how to ask. He turned back to Rose. Son, you're not just smart, he said quietly. You're the kind of genius who fixes broken things. The boy nodded. Sometimes, he whispered, broken things want to be whole again. And that was the night everything changed in Pet Tower. The billionaire rediscovered his humanity. A mother saw her son's brilliance recognized, and a young boy proved that genius isn't born from privilege but from patience, empathy, and the courage to listen to what others overlook. Because some of the strongest doors in life open not with force, but with understanding. Moral. The world's toughest walls aren't built of steel, they're built of pain. And sometimes the greatest power we have is simply the ability to listen, heal, and help someone unlock the part of themselves they thought was lost forever.